I say it, I didn't have the nappy factor.
Got that putter a couple of months ago, Martin Kymer. He loves it. So it looks a bit odd when you look down there, but he gets a great roll with it. And it's working very nicely.
Third shot for Lee, up at the 8th green, off the upslope. This is nasty. Tough one to judge.
Well, he found the penalty area, the water from the tee there, and he is now struggling to drop just the one shot, having got off to a pretty good start. Haotong Lee. Here's Willett with a birdie chance at 7. Finally he gets one, so he's back to level par for the round. In fact, that's 2 in a row, isn't it?
Yeah, back 9 a little bit easier than the front 9 as well, so you'll be aware of that. Nice finish the last 4 holes. Great birdie opportunities on this course for him, so plenty time to still post score.
At 8, Robert McIntyre's going to be keeping his beady eyes on this one from Højgaard, Anthony.
Absolutely, Dom. Yeah, difficult. Second one, McIntyre, definitely an easier putt. Pretty much left to right all the way. It might just track back towards the end, which is the tough bit. It is downgrained. It might just run away from him for a fraction. Need a big high fade off the tee to get anywhere near this one. Spine running through the middle of the green, which sort of accentuates the miss. So 2 putts here will be just fine.
That's a brilliant putt. Fantastic camera angle there as well, just to show you what Højgaard had to contend with. He judged it beautifully.
We saw Torbjørn Olesen in all sorts of trouble at the 6th, and this is for par.
They're all missing it low there into that grain as well. It's just grabbing it, and very few of the players can read that putt. So disappointing bogey for Olesen on a pretty easy hole, you have to say.
A new venue under the gun, Jamie. You have to judge the grain. That's probably what the players have to face early on this week. When you come back year after year, you know exactly how the greens play. As I was saying, straight off of McIntyre. Such an advantage when you've seen one already go up and over this slope.
And he'd taken advantage as well. What a birdie for McIntyre. That is 3 in a row, 4 in the last 5 holes, as the young Scot moves to 4 under par.
Well, you can get a good read off your playing partners, but you still got to hit the putt. It's just a lovely flow of the stroke. It was no rush to it. Keeps the head down nicely, and it was just tracking from here on in. Grab the right edge. Beautiful putt from McIntyre, and he's full of confidence.
$25 under par for his last 5 European Tour starts. In the previous 5 before that, he was 32 over par. He really has turned things around. He had 1 or 2 injury problems, and he was making some changes to his swing.
Yeah, I was speaking to Davey Burns on the range, who's his coach, long-time coach, and I said, how's it all going? He said, no problems whatsoever, everything's hunky-dory, so he's in a good place, Robert McIntyre. Now, Lee, unfortunately for the bogey, aiming left of the hole. Well done. Well done. You can take a breath now.
If it's down the left either. The radar was saying no real wind.
Yeah, just about in the fairway for Haotong Lee.
Mark Warren's second to the 7th. Former World Cup winner for Scotland. Heading shots like that, that's the best we've seen so far at that par 5.
That was a big win for him, wasn't it, Andrew? Get his playing rights back. He'd been struggling for a couple of seasons.
Yeah, he had done. He's had his ups and downs. It's incredible to see. Quality swinger of the golf ball, pretty good under pressure. Had a couple of opportunities to win the Scottish, actually, having said that, and not managed to pull through.
You still hear it?
No, annoyingly not. But...
A big push off the tee for Thomas Pieters here on 8th, the par 3, playing 211 today, so it's a tough one with the flag over there on the right, but he just leaked it. He was lucky to get out of the waist area. The ball's slightly below his feet, and he is short-sighted. He wants to bump this, but I'm not sure he can. If he wants to bump it, he needs to land this on a little flat part up there, 1 yard short. So he needs to open this up, easy to chili dip this and come up shy, and it'll meander all the way down to the catchment area. Beautiful shot. Blew it all the way. Doesn't get any better than that. That was so awkward.
Yeah, he hits it a long way and he's got a great touch. Peter's got all the game. Beautiful shot.
That's looking back down the 9th hole. We just heard from Robert McIntyre. He's in the fairway bunker here.
Yeah, not quite sure whether McIntyre can get all the way back there. Haotong leads first up. Bit of a funny lie, actually. Almost a bit of roots, bit of grain around the ball. So this one's not that nice. I got 158 all the way back. It's a really good pin. Be looking just right with this one. Probably a 9-iron for the strong man. Good lie for the Scot, McIntyre. Slide on the upslope. That'll help him. He's going to zip this one into the sky.
He's hit 7 out of 8 greens so far, 5 from 7 fairways.
5-9.
Yeah.
Terracotta looking sand this week. It's quite fluffy, so to get a perfect fairway bunker lie is not that easy. So we earlier on struggle at the third. So really got to pick it clean.
Lost it.
It's got snow on it.
Not in any danger in the rough down the left, but be able to slide the club underneath it.
Much flatter stance for Højgaard, 149 for the Dane. Got 20 foot right and about 15 foot left, so he'll be pretty confident he can get this on this back tier. Quite a large shelf, not that tough for professionals. Not a happy camper.
Yeah, just caught the sand first there. Højgaard. Very fine margins there when you're on these long bunker shots. Very important to keep still with your lower half of your body, then you can hit it hard.
Kymer. Oh, nicely done. A bonus for Germany's Martin Kymer. A birdie there at 8. 3 in a row.
That's exactly why he uses putter from off the green. Very good with it, great pace, despite going through and across 2 different lengths of grass. And when you're not that confident with your chipping, that's what you should always go for.
Trying to follow him in, Danny Willett.
Bit of right to left down the hill for Willett. He's struggling on the greens a bit, Willett.
Meanwhile, to Mark Warren, 2 good shots into the par 5 7th, an eagle chance.
Just seen that a few times, aren't we? Back into the grain, you can see it slightly darker. Slows the ball down. As a result of that, it breaks quite a bit as it drags it heels. This for a par.
And that is some up and down, isn't it, from Thomas Pieters. He was in position Y or Z from the tee. He stays bogey free as we head up to 9. And Robert McIntyre just walking down to the hole. He's in the rough over there on the right as we look at it, left-hand side as you play the hole.
Good lie for McIntyre, Dom. I'd probably say he's slightly nearer the Holden Højgaard, but he's off the green, so I would imagine he'll go first. Beautiful lie, can really get the club under the ball, which is what's required, because he's pitching on just a fraction downhill, down grain. But if you strike it good, it shouldn't be a problem. 2 ways of playing this big parachute shot. Just try and stab it and get as much spin as possible. He's more of a floater. He's unusual for a Scot, Andy.
Oh, well, I'm surprised that didn't get the connection he would have liked. You heard the club bounce. It's interesting that stat came up there with the scrambling, because that's all relative, because if you're a great...
It looks to be a similar line to Danny Willett for Thomas Pieters.
Yeah, if that's your worst one, you're doing all right. After that very indifferent chip, McIntyre. So it's just a bit of break here for McIntyre. Just going to lose it on the low side. Hasn't played the hole well, and he's got that for his bogey. That's not in.
Ross Fisher at the 10th. Right to left, quite speedy. Just tickling it down the hill. Is it holding its line? It is beautifully, nicely done indeed. That was a lot better than the putt that we last saw.
Yeah, that one on the 9th, the previous hole was a shotgun, and he just throws in a beauty there, Ross Fisher.
He's back in the Ryder Cup reckoning.
He's there again. He's in the team.
The familiar side of Tapio Polkinen. Where's the pork pie hat? Beautifully judged.
Yeah, that's one on the field there. Difficult par 3, the 11th. Beautiful putt. Just got in there. Well, this is no gimme.
I don't like the way you're thinking, Jamie.
Well, yeah, I've been around a few years, Tom, I'm afraid. These ones get longer and longer.
Spence wouldn't give you anything.
No, I would not. You've got to put it in the hole. That's the whole point of the game. He'd rather I give it to him. Trust me. I knew he'd hold it.
Of course you did. So it is a drop shot, second bogey of the day for Robert McIntyre, but still 3 under to the turn. Back down the fairway, Danny Willett.
Good score today, 61 out here today with these flag positions. They are tucked. 159. Flag all the way back left here at 9. Just a little puff out of his left, maybe with a little bit of hurt.
Yeah, I agree with you, Radar. I looked at the pins today on the yardage book and I thought, well, they've tucked these away. I didn't see 61.
Yeah. Shows you how good these boys are. All around the world, our game is healthy. He possesses a soft right-to-left draw, does Thomas Pieters. After that tee shot, he stood there for a good 3 minutes rehearsing the swing. He didn't like that tee shot. It's all right now, though.
Yeah, it's funny that from the big man, because we all stand back and just admire that golf swing, but it is something that he does worry about quite a lot.
Martin Kymer over on the right-hand side in a fairway bunker, and the lie is iffy. It's just nestled down. This golf course is in pristine condition, but someone's been here before him, and the rake job is not ideal, so he might hit this fat. No contact was bang on. And that is just a great shot out of that lie. He's played before, you know.
Well, he's pretty good, there's no doubt about it. Slightly easier for somebody that fades the ball, just the way they collect the ball off the top of either the grass or the... Have a little look at it. Beautiful strike line, perfectly, of course. Trying to draw the ball, you drop the path down slightly on the inside. You can bottom out a little bit early. When you fade it and come from slightly outside, it's easier to collect it cleaner. That's a beautiful shot.
Double major champion, former world #1. Ryder Cup players champion. No doubting the pedigree of Kymer. Here's Fisher at 11. This another tough par 3.
Pin right centre of this green. We got away with one there. That'll feed down nicely now. Very nicely. It's not a hole to be missed. I'd rather jump out of the plane. I'm sure you would as well.
I would contribute to Jamie Spence jumping out of the plane, Dominic, if you fancy. That's not a good tee shot, although he's got a wonderful break from Højgaard. Fancy contributing?
Yes, I'll help the fund. I think it can be arranged, actually.
I think there'll be no shortage of people wanting to put the money in.
Radar, would you join him?
What's that?
Doing a little, jump out of an aeroplane, a little bit of parachuting.
You are lucky to get me in one, let alone jump out of one. No, I'll pass on that. I don't like heights. Okay, straight up the hill for Thomas Pieters. Left hand below right. Little bit of left to right in it. If I was teaching kids how to putt, it'd be left hand below right. It squares the shoulders up. So kids at home, boys and girls, that's the way forward. You trust Uncle Radar. That is the way to go.
Did you ever putt like that, Radar? I don't remember that with that big wand you had, that broomstick
in the chest. But that's the way I feel as though kids should putt, how to learn. It just squares everything up naturally. Right hand below left, normal putting grip, the normal putting grip. It just opens the shoulders, and you're always fighting against having the shoulders open. Left to right, and this is a quickie for old green jacket.
Yeah, I do think the guys who have the left below right, they do look very comfortable over the putts, I must say. They do look square, as Radar was saying. But it's not been a good putting day for Willett.
McIntyre at the 10th. Long par 4, nearly 500 yards of it. A 2-tee start, be a pretty challenging hole to begin your day on.
Yeah, Robert, just missing one or two fairways there, which make it slightly tougher than it should be.
Once again, a look at that Odyssey putting stat in terms of strokes gained putting. Martin Kymer, as you'd expect, riding pretty high.
He's got a good look at this one, Martin Kymer. But Doesn't want to bend a whole lot. It's just straight downhill. Always looking at the green, see? These are grainy greens. They are much more grainy than the Earth course, which will hold them in good stead for next week. They won't be looking for as much grain next week in the grand finale, the DP World.
Just a par for Thomas Pieters as well, so 3 birdies, no drop shots over the opening 9 holes.
On to the 11th. Tough start to this back 9, 10 and 11. 10 long 4, and 11's a long 3. They're going to push this tee back at the weekend, make it even harder. Green that gets away from you, slopes from front to back. And a little bit left to right coming down the green. So Fisher will be aiming this well right. Very good ball striker, Ross Fisher. Hits a lot of greens. If this blade works for him, he can do miracles. Go on, go on. Oh, 2 in a row.
Tell you what, he knows how to go low. Shot a 61 in the Dunhill Links Championship up at St Andrews on the magnificent Old course record at the time.
He had a chance to break 60 there, didn't he, from that round, I remember?
I think he did, yeah. He was eventually bested by Cyril Hatton.
Sacrilege, that would have been.
No, you're not allowed to do things like that, Jamie. You can't do things like that.
Playing with Ross Fisher and Sebastian Soderberg. This is the Italian Nino Bertasio.
Yeah, a couple over par. He'll be feeling like he's shooting 80. So this is for par. It's almost getting to must-make stakes for Bertasio. Unfortunately, that dribbles by.
Yeah, the Cellophane Bridge.